If you're new here, this is one of our Monday mini episodes. Short, data-focused recaps of the most recent public Texas Longhorn consignment sale. Our regular, full-length episodes dive into ranch stories, breeding insights, and interviews, so be sure to explore those as well.
If you're wanting to learn more about pricing and trends in the Texas Longhorn market, you'll want to tune in to today's episode. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Molly, and we're the owners of Hired Hand Software and Hired Hand Live.
Each Monday, we break down the numbers from the past weekend's sale, online and in-person averages, high sellers, bidding trends, and what the data tells us about the current Longhorn market.
Let's take a quick look at what happened this weekend.
In today's Monday Mini, we're recapping the 2026 Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn auction, which took place on May 22nd through 23rd in Fort Worth, Texas. We'll be breaking down the most viewed animals, top sellers both online and in person, and overall activity on Hired Hand Live.
Before we dive in, a quick note that From the Pasture now has new dedicated social accounts on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, separate from our Hired Hand Live and Hired Hand websites pages. So be sure to follow along there so you don't miss anything we're sharing.
One of our favorite parts of every sale recap is hearing from you, the buyer, sellers, and Longhorn fans who make these weekends so special. Whether you are in Fort Worth or following along on Hired Hand Live, your messages always deliver. If you'd like to have your sale feedback featured on a future recap, you can join our text list by texting website to 888-700-8131 and replying to our post-sale prompts. Let's share a few of our favorite moments from this past weekend.
One text that we received said, Elizabeth Hudson singing the medley was my favorite. Deborah and John Helm getting the special breeder on their 50th anniversary was also my favorite.
Someone said their favorite memory was when we had the winning bid on a heifer, another wonderful event by the Hudsons.
Another text that we received from Tim McCrary said, I watched it all and y'all are amazing. Your biggest fan.
And Kurt Twining replied with, this was by far the best Hudson sale ever. The team was 100% first class. Congratulations.
And our last text came in from Jimmy Jones, who said, as a Marine, my favorite moment was when we prayed and honored our country and military.
Now that we've shared some of your highlights, let's turn to the numbers. The Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn auction delivered strong engagement both in the ring and online, and the data tells the story, from sale averages to total views and activity on hiredhandlive.com.
There were 97 lots listed in this sale total. The unofficial total was $2,282,000, while the unofficial average was $25,076. The internet-only average was $15,683.
As the ninth sale of 2026 in our Hired Hand Live Trends and Averages series, the year-to-date average now sits at $12,455 with an internet-only average of $9,450.
There were 29,134 total views of consignments online and 120 registered internet bidders.
The most viewed lot after the sale was Lot 38, DR Native Berry, consigned by DR Henry Ranch, with 640 hits. She was also the second most viewed before the sale with 404 views.
We've covered the overall stats. Let's spotlight the top 5 in-person sales from the Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn auction. These consignments drew serious attention and left Fort Worth with excited new owners.
The fifth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was Lot 22, ECR Charming Stone, consigned by El Coyote Ranch. She sold for $64,000 to Buxton Longhorns.
The fourth highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot number 20, BCR Chantilly Lace 823, consigned by Bull Creek Longhorns, selling for $72,000 to Siller Longhorns.
The third highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was Lot H8, NS consigned by NS Horns. She sold for $80,000 to Siller Longhorns.
The second highest selling lot to an in-person buyer was lot number 40, BR Dream On, consigned by Diamond B Longhorns, selling for $86,000 to Glendenning Farms.
And the number one selling lot to an in-person buyer was Lot H38, DR Native Berry, consigned by DR Henry Ranch, selling for $145,000 to the McIntyre Hutchins Whitlock Hengler Partnership. We should also note she is also the highest selling lot for the year as well in auctions.
After the in-person highlights, let's shift to online bidding. We'd like to thank the hosts of the Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn Auction for trusting Hired Hand Live to connect buyers from across the country with their consignments. Here are the top 5 animals sold through internet bidding on Hired Hand Live.
The 5th highest selling lot to an online buyer was Lot H1, which was a set of 2 heifers consigned by New Age Cattle Company. They sold for $17,000 to Flying Bee.
For the 4th highest selling online lots, we have a tie, so I'll read those now. The amount that each of these animals sold for was $18,000. The first was lot H25, DB Monica's Audrey, consigned by Diamond B Longhorns, selling to 3P Ranch. And the second was lot number 14, LM Texana Cowgirl, consigned by LM Longhorns, selling to Jose Cordoza.
The 3rd highest selling lot to an online buyer was Lot 36, M2 Rising Star, consigned by DCT Cattle, selling for $21,000 to Jonathan Sachs.
The 2nd highest selling lot over Hired Hand Live was number 21, KDK Valiant's Nemesis, consigned by KDK Longhorns, selling for $22,000 to Jonathan Sachs.
And the number 1 highest selling animal to an online buyer was Lot 34, Hubble's Glory Bee, consigned by Hubble Longhorn, selling for $51,000 to RTG Ranch.
Thank you to all of our internet bidders and buyers. With the top online sales covered, let's look at the impact of internet bidding. Hired Hand Live connected buyers and sellers from wherever they were, and the numbers from the Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn auction show just how strong that reach was.
There was $235,250 value added through internet bidding, with 594 online bids, 15 lots sold online to 12 different online buyers. And with this sale taking place in Fort Worth, Texas, our furthest internet buyer was located in Brazil, roughly 4,500 miles from where the sale was held.
If you're following the National Longhorn for Charity race this year, there were no changes to the standings from this weekend's sale. The next event counting toward the NLFR will be the Appalachian Trail for Charity in Lebanon, Pennsylvania on June 5th. Be sure to visit the NLFR website for details and upcoming events.
Looking ahead, our next stop with Hired Hand Live is the Appalachian Trail Sale. We'll be releasing a pre-sale podcast on Tuesday, June 2nd, featuring the sale host and everything you need to know before the sale.
That wraps up our Fort Worth Stockyards Longhorn auction recap. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss upcoming sales, stats, and stories on From the Pasture with Hired Hand. Until next time, whether you're hauling down the highway or bidding online, travel safe, enjoy the memories made each sale weekend, and we'll see you at the next one.